We've all been there. You sit down to plan your day and somehow end up spending 3 hours designing the most beautiful to-do list for tomorrow. Yeah, that's not time management. That is professional grade procrastination masquerading as productivity. Like, no, I'm not avoiding my work. I'm preparing to work. I know you already know this, but it bears repeating. Preparing to work is not the same thing as working. Trust me, I have tried to convince myself otherwise pretty much every day for the last 20 years. Because planning feels so safe. It's clean, it's organized, it is the illusion that we have our lives together. Until we realize that we've spent the entire morning planning to be productive, but haven't accomplished anything. So today, let's talk about when planning stops being helpful and starts being the prettiest little avoidance in your arsenal. But first, please forgive me and give me just a second to introduce myself to all these shiny new faces here. I promise I'll be quick. My name is Dakota Rebel, and I am a best-selling author of over 100 romance novels. Clearly, I'm a YouTuber, and I'm a mom. I have raging ADHD and a planner problem. So, I make videos about those things. Welcome to my little corner of the internet. I hope you'll stick around, because we have a lot of fun in here. So, let's get back to why we're all here. Here is the hardest part of admitting that you have a problem. Planning is one of the most socially acceptable ways we have to procrastinate. No one has ever looked at you surrounded by stacks of notebooks, color-coded pens, and sticky notes, and those circle dot stickers and said, wow, you're so lazy. No, because you know what they say. Oh my gosh, you're so organized. And you just nod thinking to yourself, I haven't accomplished a frickin' thing since last Tuesday. That's the dangerous thing about planning. It looks productive. It even feels productive. You're writing things down. You're color coding. You've even lit a candle to give yourself the vibes. The problem is, you're not moving forward. You're just building a very pretty map to places you're never going to get to. There is absolutely a dopamine hit when you make a plan. And that's how we get stuck in these patterns. Because your brain lights up and it says, we're fixing it. Everything is fine now. You get that rush of control, but it's temporary because dopamine is that flaky friend who hypes up brunch all week and then ghosts you on Sunday afternoon. And listen, it's not your fault. ADHD brains, anxious, tired, overstimulated, exhausted brains, we crave that feeling of control. Planning scratches that itch without any risk because actually doing the thing means you could fail at the thing. Planning the thing, flawless. You're a visionary. You are the CEO of potential. I used to think that my problem was laziness. Turns out it was just fear disguised as preparation. That is what so many of us are doing when we overplan. We are not lazy. We're buffering. We are trying to create a world where it feels safe to start. So we keep tweaking the system, reformatting our layouts, searching for that magical planner that will somehow unlock all of our potential productivity. But dude, that doesn't exist. If it did, we'd have found it by now. We've tried digital, we've tried paper, we've created custom Franken planners that require their own project planners to decode so we even know how to use what we've built. We have tried time blocking and theme days and reverse planning and forward planning. We've tried sticky notes and Notion and whiteboard and one time even yarns and strings and push pins and made our weekly plan look like a freaking crime board because we were willing to try anything except actually doing the work. And listen, I am calling this out with love because planning has value. It helps you get things out of your head. It builds structure and it reduces chaos. But there is a difference between using your planner and hiding inside of your planner. If you close your notebook and you cannot answer for yourself, what is my next physical step forward? Congratulations, you just spent an hour setting up a perfect plan of avoidance. And you know exactly what I'm talking about here because you've planned the day, the week, the month, and even your year. And then you looked up and it was 2 p.m. and your document wasn't open for your novel or your sketch pad was still sitting in the corner collecting dust and you had not moved forward 1 inch of where you said you were going to be today. But your handwriting, flawless. And listen, I think that part of this is that our brains love the idea of control more than the reality of it. Because real control, the kind that comes from actually doing the thing, feels messy. You can't plan your way out of uncertainty. You can just organize your anxiety into clean little boxes and hope for the best. And listen to me, please. If you are watching this and you are thinking to yourself, wow, I didn't come here to be attacked by my chaotic big sister today, I promise you, I am dragging myself too. I spend almost every Sunday preparing for productivity. I clean my desk. I update my board. I set up my calendars. I do all the things that we all do in an attempt to get my life together. And when Monday comes, blinders on, I ignore all of it. Because you cannot outplan emotional resistance. If you don't want to do something, your brain will find 50 perfectly plausible, productive things to do instead. Oh, I can't start that yet. I gotta make a gist list. Oh, you know what? I gotta check my email in case this project I'm about to start has new notes that I need to take into consideration. Actually, this would all be a lot easier if I meal prepped first, so I don't even have to think about my meals this week. No, it wouldn't make it easier. You're just stalling. And the most stupid, frustrating part of procrastination planning is that we know going into it that this plan is going to change before we even get to Wednesday. Because it always does. We always do this. It's like no plan can survive contact with real life. So all that time we spent making it perfect up front was just wasted. And we're going to waste more time trying to fix the rest of the week. And in case you're still sitting here telling yourself, this is not me. This is not what I'm doing. I just appreciate a perfect planner spread. It's meditative for me. It's how I have fun. 100% that's probably true. But let's take a little deeper dive and see if any of this resonates with you. You open your planner to get organized and you realize, you know what? I changed my goals this quarter, so none of these categories I have this broken down to are right. So I should probably reorganize this so that I know exactly where to go every day when I get up to open my planner. Or, oh, my index page numbers are off and I'm going to get lost in here if I don't just take a few minutes to fix this. It's not a big deal. It's only going to take 5 minutes. Or maybe you're setting up for success by clearing your workspace. You start to just clean up your desk. But when you took the glasses out to the kitchen, you realized that, oh my gosh, this place is a disaster. And suddenly you're deep cleaning your house instead of working on your plan because you can't work with a messy house. If I haven't got you yet, here we go. The most common, best, my personal favorite, the research loop. This is where we convince ourselves that we need just a little bit more information before we can start. So we have to watch 17 YouTube videos on how all these other people did what we're about to start doing so we can save time by not doing it wrong the first time. Did I get you? I got me. These are all symptoms of the same thing. We are avoiding the discomfort of starting because starting is ugly. It's uncertain. It's where that plan meets the real world. And we realize the world didn't get the memo. So how do we shift this super fun but less than helpful aspect of our planning systems? Well, planning should feel like a launch pad, not like a holding pattern. If your planning ritual makes you feel grounded, great, fantastic. But if it makes you feel sparkly and stuck, it may be time to rethink some things. Try this. The next time you sit down for a planning session, at the bottom of your page, write down next physical step and then fill it in. Not next goal, not next plan, next physical step. Something that you can literally do. Send an email, open your novel doc, pick up your sketch pad. If you can't name one tangible action step, then you are not done planning yet. You are still circling the runway. A little caveat here for my spoonies. I don't always do disclaimers, but sometimes they are necessary, and today I feel this is necessary. If you are out of spoons, you are not procrastinating. You are surviving. There is a difference between avoidance and depletion. One is I can't, and the other is I won't. And I need you to learn to recognize the difference before you start beating yourself up. If all of this sounds super familiar, maybe you are like me. and you love the ritual of planning. The pens, the notebooks, that quiet time where it feels like everything is about to be okay. That ritual has value, but it is supposed to serve your life, not replace it. And clearly, I am not saying that you have to give up your pretty planners and your washi tape and your stickers, because of course you don't. Having a beautiful planner is a gift. And for a lot of us, decorating and doing these things makes us want to be in our planners. The process is fun. Maybe it's even meditative for you. And that is fantastic, truly. And all of that organization is going to be helpful. But there comes a point where you are no longer decorating for function. You're decorating as a lifeline. And we have to acknowledge and accept the difference if we are going to move forward in our life, in our goals, in our careers. We simply do. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you found this video helpful, or at the very least mildly entertaining, please don't forget to smash all those YouTube buttons for me. And leave me a comment below and let me know your very favorite procrastination planning technique. I already said I absolutely love a research loop. It makes me feel like I'm doing something even when I know that I'm not. But I'm also a big fan of touching all my washi tape. Even when I'm not going to use it in a spread, I like to sort through it. I like to touch it. I like to just see. I like to just see all of the money that I have spent in the past in rolled up sticker form on my desk. It's my favorite. I love you so much, and I will see you next time.